Everyone knows the countries Germany and the Netherlands and what they might have in common. They're both based in West Europe and are neighbors of one another. And they both use the euro as a currency. But what is the main thing most foreigners confuse the countries with? Exactly, the language. Here we will discuss the differences and the similarities between the two languages and how the Dutch students who learn the language in school view the German language and how they feel about it. This will give you more insight of the languages between the two countries. To learn and find out more about what students think of the German language, two students will be interviewed to voice their opinion.
And I will record it and use it for my studies. Is that a problem?
No, it's not.
Okay. In what year are you from high school?
Third year of high school.
Okay. I will be asking a few questions. What do you think of the German lessons you get at high school?
I think it's always good and fun to learn new language.
Okay. And do you see any advantage in German lessons?
The only advantage that I see is that I learn a new language.
Okay. Are you planning to use the knowledge of the language in the future?
No, because I already know English, and English is a worldwide language.
Okay, very clear. And to what extent do you think it's important to learn German?
When you go on holidays?
So that you can speak German with the...
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, what do you think of the fact that Dutch is not a compulsory subject in German, but Germany is a compulsory subject in the Netherlands?
I don't understand the difference, but I don't think it's a problem.
Okay. Thank you for your time and your answers.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Speaking multiple languages is more important now than ever. The whole world economy is based on export and import, and a lot of business schools offer more than one extra language. Rotterdam Business School, actually, we provide 7 languages. One of those is German. Why are so many students learning to speak this language?
My name is Chanté.
Leslie.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a few questions and I'll record it and use it for my studies. Is that a problem for you?
No, it's not a problem.
No? Okay. What do you do now?
I am a first year of university at the Hague University. I study economics.
Okay. Did you get German classes or lessons?
In my first 2 years of high school, yes.
Okay. What did you think of the German lessons?
I didn't really like German. I didn't understand it that well, and it just wasn't for me. And the lessons were not that great, so.
Okay. Did you see any advantage of learning German?
I really did see the advantage of learning the language, but the language just wasn't for me. Yeah, it wasn't for me.
Okay. Do you plan or did you plan to use the language in the future, like now or?
In the future, maybe if I ever have a business meeting with someone who speaks German.
Okay. And what do you think of the importance of learning the German language?
I think it's very important because a lot of the market right now is in Germany, and it's a world language, just like English. So I think I should learn it, but not everyone wants to learn it. So.
Okay. And what did you think of the fact that Dutch is not compulsory in Germany, but German is compulsory in the Netherlands?
I think that is normal.
It's normal?
Dutch, we're such a small country, 60 million people. Germany has like 500 million, so.
Okay, clear. Okay, thank you for your time.
Now on to the history of the two languages. Within the Indo-European language tree, Dutch and German is grouped within Germanic languages, which means it shares a common ancestor with languages such as English and Scandinavian. This common but not direct ancestor of all contemporary Germanic languages is called Proto-Germanic, commonly assumed to have originated in approximately the mid-first millennium BC in Iron Age Northern Europe. All Germanic languages are united by subjection to the sound shifts of Grimm's law and Furness law, which originated Proto-Germanic. These two laws define the basic differentiating features of Germanic languages that separate them from other Indo-European languages. There are no known documents in Proto-Germanic, which was unwritten, and virtually all our knowledge of this early language has been obtained by application of the comparative method. All modern Germanic languages gradually spread off from Proto-Germanic beginning around the early Middle Ages. As the earliest surviving Germanic writing, there are a few inscriptions in the runic script from Scandinavia dated to 200. It obviously represents Proto-Norse spoken in Scandinavia after it had split as a local dialect from common Proto-Germany. German and Dutch language belong to the West Germanic language family, so a family that also includes English, Afrikaans, Yiddish, Frisian, among others. Geographically, the Proto-West Germanic language centered around present-day northern Germany and then spread to southwards as well as northwestwards and before going global with European colonization. Written German has been standardized from a myriad of related dialects into Hochdeutsch or High German, although there remains significant regional difference in the spoken language. Similarly, Dutch also has standardized spelling governed by the Dutch language unit while maintaining many dialects and variations of pronunciation in the spoken form.
Ultimately, we know that the language German and Dutch are quite similar. Many students in the Netherlands in high school and universities study German for future references. As mentioned, the history of the languages shows that both languages are a part of the West Germanic language. Overall, the interview displayed that some students that take German classes in school do believe that it's fun to learn a new language, but don't see any advantages in knowing how to speak or write German, being that English is a universal language. What is also taken out of the interviews is that some Dutch students are just content with knowing basic German, that if needed, they will use that basic German to communicate. With German being the most chosen foreign language at Rotterdam Business School, the history of the import and export of the Netherlands and Germany is a valid reason why it's a common foreign taught language. The trade business between both of the countries is still ongoing and definitely won't change anytime soon.